Welcome to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Real. Taking time out of your day to come watch this episode. I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe for me. I'd really appreciate that as well. That's the best way you can support this channel and help me grow my content and grow this channel to where I'd like it to be. Everybody hit the like button for me on the way in on this video today. That also helps promote this video more in the algorithms, helps grow this channel more as well. Please share this content. I would really appreciate that. My guests would as well. If you would please share this episode with someone you know that maybe is interested in the topic we're talking about today. Please leave a comment below as well. We'd love to hear your guys' feedback. You can interact with myself and the guest on the panel and the live chat as well. Whatever we're talking about, just leave a comment there in the live chat. Pop in and say hello. We'll put it on the screen for you. And yeah, without further ado, let's get to the show. Welcome back to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday evening. Welcome into The Real. Like I said, if you're new here, please like, subscribe, and share. I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, we'll get right into it. Another Browns loss again. Not exciting, not an exciting game today at all, really, to me. By halftime, I was already kind of bored out of the game because this offense continues to struggle. So we'll get into it. Welcome in. The Browns lose 34-10 to the Detroit Lions today, and they fall to 1-3 on the season now. Welcome in, Tori. It's good to see you. He said, "Fire Kevin." It's the same old Browns. It is the same old Browns. Param John, good to see you. Said, "I'm sorry. Whoever says Kevin is a great coach, you don't know ball at all. He stinks. Players. He stinks." The players on offense want to be somewhere else than on offense. Yeah, not a good outing from the offense at all. Might be the worst. Probably is the worst offense in the league. One of the worst offenses I've ever seen by far at any level. Hello, everyone. Have a great show. That's saying a lot. Hello, everyone. Have a great show. Welcome on in, Mom. Good to see you. Shout out to my mom. Love you. But yeah, so we'll get into it tonight right now. So as you can see here, what's this week's excuse? And that's my thumbnail for this week. That's my mindset when I watch this game today. You know, I'm watching this game, and as I'm watching the game unfold, it's just the same thing we've seen over and over again. Defense looks great. Defense gets you a lot of stops. They get enough stops for you. It's a really high-powered offense in Detroit. The front seven looks really good. Detroit usually runs the ball very well. It's one of their strengths and one of the better rushing teams in the entire league today. Ran the ball for 109 yards, but early on in that game, though, it was tough sledding at times. I mean, the front seven was doing a really good job. They did get a couple runs, some big long runs, but the defense is getting you a lot of stops. They were getting you enough stops to hang in that game, and the offense had every opportunity as usual. But this offense, shout out to Adam. He said, "Get this Flacco bum out of here." Good to see you, Adam. Thanks for tuning in. But this offense. I've never seen an offense this bad in the NFL level that I can think of in the last 5 years. I mean, they have not scored more than 20 points in the last 9 games that they played. Think of that. And the last time they scored more than 20 points was December of last year when they played the Denver Broncos on that Monday Night Football game and they lost. That's the last time they've scored more than 20 points. And you're an NFL franchise. I mean, that's terrible, especially in today's game. I mean, with the rules nowadays, in today's game, I mean, just how things are really catered to offenses, and you can't score more than 20 points one time. I mean, in a blowout loss, you can get garbage time points to score more than 20 points. I mean, 9 games is the last time they scored 20 points. Made me think of this too. What's the standard around here? That's what I want to know. What is the standard? Because starting with this, the Browns, it's a new week, but same result, like Tori said. Right? It's a new week, but it's the same result. And it's always the little things. The Browns never do the little things well. And if you want to become a great team and a great stable franchise, you have to do the little things well consistently. We don't do those little things well consistently. I mean, how many times look at that drive? Remember in the third quarter of today's game, all right? It was a 10-point game. The Browns had one last shot to maybe go down and make it a game. And he throws they get a pass down the field to Isaiah Bond. Finally hit a 9-ball down the field, and you're thinking, okay, hey, we get a touchdown here. It's a 3-point game. Who knows what could happen? Maybe some pressure gets on the Lions. We got our defense we like, and we get down there and we get a penalty, and then we run. It's a penalty, and then it's a missed block, or it's another penalty, and then it's a turnover, I mean, it's just there's the drop pass. I mean, we saw a bunch of drop passes today, and especially in that moment in the third quarter, we had Jerry Jeudy dropped the pass, Harold Fannin dropped the pass, Harold Fannon's a rookie, but Jerry Jeudy, I think he's dropped the pass or at least one pass a game this year already through 4 games. This is the almost $18 million man. He's dropping a pass every week, especially in moments when you need him most. And so, I mean, drop passes, miscommunications. I mean, again, I like this defense a lot, but still sometimes in the secondary, some of these guys, Myles Harden, Ronnie Hickman, they make good number. I think Myles Harden made a nice play at the end of the game, but there's still moments. It's just like the Browns never, in my opinion, in the key moments, can make the right plays when they need it most. It's always a miscommunication, like that early on in the first quarter today. We had him pinned back. I think it was on a 3rd and long, and Myles Garrett almost got the sack, and Amon-Ra St. Brown just gets the scat free up the sideline, and Jared Goff can extend the play and throw it downfield, and they get a big gain out of it because Myles Harden was sitting there not knowing where he was, just staring at Goff, and then turns around and says, "Oh, there he is, right there," and runs that way. I mean, it's little things like that. The big run they popped off later in the game, where I think it was Jahmyr Gibbs ran up the right side, and Ronnie Hickman's supposed to come down and make the tackle, takes another bad angle, misses that one. Those are little things defensively. Now, defensively, I'm not going to hear. Those are little things in the secondary, like we've talked about. But overall, their defense is still damn good. So the defense is not it's the offense, which we all know. And again, it's going back to the little things. You get some momentum going, and you get you get a penalty, you get a false start, you get a hold, or you get or delay a game. We've seen that a couple times this year. A delay a game. Saw one today. A delay a game. Or it's just or we throw the ball. We're trying to go out and throw the ball down the field on first down. We're running the ball really well on a certain drive. I mean, it's the same stuff all year. And I ain't talking about just today's game. I'm just talking about in general. We don't do the little things well. Our communication stinks. We drop the ball a lot. We're bad in penalties. We turn the ball over at a high. I mean, three turnovers today, 1 fumble, 2 interceptions thrown, and that first interception thrown by Joe Flacco. I mean, they were both egregious, but the first one, I think it was the first one where he lobbed it up, and the safety caught it on it looked like a pooch punt. Like I literally thought. I mean, it looked like a high school pooch punt where the quarterback just pooches it away. I mean, where in the hell was he throwing that ball? And again, nobody was in the area. Another miscommunication because we don't know what we're doing. The other interception, Jerry Jeudy. We've seen this. Go back to even the preseason. I called this out on the film. Guys slipping and falling out of routes. Cedric Tillman's always slipping and falling. Jerry Jeudy on a comeback slips and falls. Ball gets picked off, and then it's just there. And then they go down right in their right by their goal line. I mean, it's just, oh no, I think they called it back, but it's still, the ball's in their territory, in our territory. So they were great field position after that turnover. And again, it's the little things we don't do well. And that to me reflects your culture. That's a bad culture. It's like Parajon just said, this is not a winning football culture. It's not a winning football culture. I don't care what you go to high school level, which I'm around a lot. You go to college, you go to the NFL, you go to any of those levels. The schools, the programs, the NFL teams that are the most consistent and win the most have great cultures because little things like that are unacceptable. It's not practiced daily. It's not allowed in practice. It's corrected immediately. It's put on the film session the next day and called out in front of everybody. It's corrected, right? It goes back to their preseason habits, their training camp habits. And I just don't know what I don't know what they do in practice all week. I don't know what they do. I mean, did they not catch passes in Cleveland? Did they not work on the jugs machine? We've seen a lot of those. I mean, everything just looks sloppy, fundamentally just sloppy offensively. I don't know what they're doing offensively in Cleveland, but it does not look good. Shout out to man, Humble. Welcome in. Humble, good to see you, brother. He said it's hard to get behind a 4-year-old Flacco. Hell, how cheap can this organization be to think this team is anywhere near competitive? It's unfair to fans. Just because Kevin won Coach of the Year doesn't make him a great coach. Jimmy is so clueless, doesn't see it. At least, my God, I've never seen dumber people in my life ever in my lifetime. And that's where I really, I can sit up here and talk about the coaching staff offensively and what we're seeing on the product each week, and just the little things, like I said, with the drop passes, miscommunications, Some weeks we're not trying to run the ball at all. Bad offensive line play from the tackles, inconsistent. Guys getting beat. I mean, nothing ever clicks. If one thing's going well, the other thing's not going well. We never play complementary football, even in our own unit. Usually, complementary football, we talk about offense, defense, special teams. Even within our own unit, we can never fire on all cylinders. Never. And so, again, go back to what I said earlier, though. What what are the standards in Cleveland? Like, what's our goal this year? Because again, I don't see an identity offensively. I don't see a future with any right now. I mean, outside of Harold Fannin and Quinshon Judkins and Isaiah Bond, 3 rookies, I don't see. I mean, we don't have an identity. What's our identity offensively? What do we do well? I mean, Quinshon Judkins run the ball well, but I mean, you look at statistically, we don't run the ball well. What do we do well? We only ran the ball for 79 yards today, 2.9 yards per rush out of 27 attempts. That's not good. And so, again, the last 9 games, what's the standard? The last 9 games, you have not scored more than 20 points offensively that you've played. You remember this Pittsburgh Steelers back in 2023 when they had Matt Canada? Remember that? Right? And Matt Canada got fired that season after they lost to the Browns in Cleveland that one game. And they were 7-4 at that time when they fired Matt Canada. They had a winning record when they fired Matt Canada. They scored 20-plus points in those 11 games 6 times. And they still fired the guy because they didn't think their offense was good enough to go far to make the postseason. It wasn't up to their standard in Pittsburgh. They were 7-4 and scored 20-plus points 6 times. If the Cleveland Browns were 7-4 and scored 20-plus points 6 times, I think people would throw a freaking parade because how bad it's been. And they fired Matt Canada in the middle of that season. And they still made the playoffs and lost in the wild card round. But we made the wild card round, or even when we ever made the playoffs, whether it was with the Texans or in COVID year, especially against the Texans year, we were thrilled. We were like, damn, this is pretty good. This is awesome. We got something going here. We were the happiest we've ever been in the last 20 years, 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, the Steelers made the same result, and they fired their offensive coordinator mid-season, and they scored 20-plus points 6 times, and we're 7-4 when they fired him. So only 2 more games. So we're 9 games in. They were 11 games in. We're 9 games in since the last time they scored 20-plus points with 4 different quarterbacks and Jameis Winston, DTR, Bailey Zappi, and Joe Flacco, and 2 different offensive coordinators now with Ken Dorsey and now Tommy Rees. What's the problem? What's the standard in Cleveland? What are we doing here? So, but again, these are the people that sit up here. You remember J.W. Johnson, the son-in-law who married into the Haslam family, is now, some people think could take over as owner one day if the Haslams, keep it forever, that this guy could eventually take over. Shout out to Mike C. Good to see you. Go Bucks. The only games this team can win right now are home games where the defense absolutely plays lights out. They can't win on the road and their offense is putrid. That's right. No doubt about it. Stefanski doesn't know what he's talking about. All insiders say Shador's kicking ass in practice, but Stefanski says he's not ready. I don't think he feels like any of these guys are ready, apparently, because he was asked again today what they could even consider it, and he said no. And that Flacco start next week in London. Wally, what's good, brother? What's up, fam? Good to see you. But again, to finish my point here, remember what I'm saying here. What is the standard? Right, the Pittsburgh Steelers were 7-4 in 2023 and scored 20-plus points 6 times, and they still fired Matt Canada. We haven't scored 20-plus points with 4 different quarterbacks, 2 different OCs in the last 9 games we played, but everything's just hunky-dory. No need for change. There's an excuse every week. And that's why it says, what's this week's excuse? Because all I ever hear is excuses. It's all Joe Flacco's fault. That's what I hear a lot of now. It's all Flacco's fault, the 40-year-old who – what do you expect? He's 40 years old. You knew he was going to be hit and miss to begin with. I mean, what's the excuse now? It can't just be all just the quarterback's fault. It's not the quarterback's fault that the offensive line can't block consistently. Is it his fault that he's old and then he turns the ball over and he's really not the guy he used to be? Yeah. He shouldn't really be starting right now. We all know that. No doubt about it. He's not a starting quarterback anymore in the NFL. But there's a lot more things, in my opinion. Whose fault is it that we went in the season with this receiver room, with these tackles, that we can't establish an identity in the running game, and we can't? Why can't we commit to the run consistently? Why don't we have an identity offensively? Whose fault is it the special teams is constantly messed up? Whose fault is it that this team can't do the little things and beats them, shoots themselves in the ass consistently when it matters most, with penalties, drops, and miscommunications? This goes back to your coach. It goes back to the people in charge of your culture, your front office, and your ownership. But remember, these are the same people that set up there. Remember J.W. Johnson right before the season, one on 92.3 The Fan. And, they were pissed. And they're cracking eggs and all this stuff. Remember this? Take a listen.
People that discount our belief and our passion for winning are sorely mistaken. And if you want to come down here and get to know us and have a real conversation to see our passion, I welcome that. We care about this team. We care about our fan base. We care about the city. Everything we try to do here is to win every day. Last year was candidly a disaster, and it pissed us off. It pissed our players off. It pissed the coaching staff off. I know how much it pissed our fans off. I apologize the language, but that's just true, right?
Yep.
And our fans care about this club like it's their own, and we want them to. But we're doing everything we can to win. We're going to continue to do everything we can to win. And listen, sometimes you got to break a few eggs to make a good omelet. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to take big swings, and whether that's signing players or drafting guys, whatever that takes, we're going to do it. And by God, one of these days we're going to be hosting Lombardi, and I can't friggin' wait. So thank you to our fans. Keep supporting us. Last year was last year. We're moving on to 2025. People that discount our belief and our passion for winning are sorely mistaken.
Yeah, I got a better. Hold on. Yeah, I got something else for you guys. Oh, that thing's still on? Sorry about that. Last year's last year. Yeah, it's the same shit from last year. Actually, it's worse. I mean, I actually would say it's worse than last year. I mean, offensively. I mean, at least last year with Jameis Winston, you won a game and scored more than 20 points, and you put up some yards in some of those games. I mean, this team. I mean, listening to that now, 4 games into the season. I mean, it's just like to sit up there and say, keep supporting us, and whoever challenges our want to win, it just pisses us off and blah, blah, blah. Come on down and see it. What, come on down and see how to lose? Yeah, come on down. Hey, if you want to build a loser organization, go on down to Berea right now. Whatever they're doing, mock it and put it in your organization. You'll lose plenty of games and have the shittiest standard and culture possible, because I don't see any change. And I'm not beating them. I don't question that the Haslam's don't want to win. I know they want to win. But when I hear him talk, it just sounds like people that act like they think like we're going to sit up there, we're going to host a Lombardi one day. I mean, you know what it sounded like? Zero accountability. It just we were pissed by last year. And it almost sounded to me like the players we had last year were shitty. It was all their fault. We're right. Trust us. Trust in the ownership group, Paul DiPodesta, and the front office and the coaching staff. We know what we're doing. None of us has ever won anything at any level in any sport, but we know what it takes to get it done. Just trust us. We're going to do it one day. Zero accountability. Again, what's the standards? The Pittsburgh Steelers were 7-4, 20-plus points 6 times that season, and they fired Matt Canada. But we're 9 games in with the with the guy who's been in charge of the offense for the last 5 years, and we can't score more than 20-plus points, let alone win a game. What's the standard? Again, I hear people today saying, well, if you fire Stefanski, who are you going to hire? Can it get any worse than this? You can hire a lot of people. All right? You can hire there's a lot of other coaches probably right now that can come in here. Give me John Gruden. I'll just throw his name out there. Somebody. Because this is pathetic. So if people want to keep stacking the excuses, we'll just keep stacking losses. And that's all I got. Shout out to B Skrills. Come down to Ontario Carnegie. The real winners are at. That's right. Shout out to the Guardians on a historic comeback. Now, hopefully they can, do something in the postseason. But it was still a hell of a comeback. Something that we've never really seen before. But yeah, shout out to the Guardians. Shout out to the Bucks. Shout out to my Hope Knights too. Big win this week. And shout out to the Cavs. They'll be back here in a month too. Hopefully they can get over the hump this year. We'll be breaking it down. Me and Humble and Wiley and Tune In. We'll all be covering the Cavs this year. Just can't wait for that. But he said the Steelers found a way to win. But yeah. But without further ado, I'll bring in my guest now. You guys know the man, the myth, the legend, the professional fan, Sir Michael Antonis. Monsieur Antonis. Mike, what's happening?
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Also joining us tonight, the rawest and realest fan I know, and it just doesn't. I mean, he just says what he thinks. Jersey's in the house.
The rawest.
Yeah, and our fellow Detroit Lions fan, who probably wasn't surprised that they beat us today, and gets to celebrate a great football team for the rest of the year. Gerg is in the house. Gerg, what's happening?
What's up?
What up? But let's see. Chantel, good to see you. Excuses for Flacco every game. I told you Cleveland Clowns enjoy losing. Humble said, my sexy brother Mike, good to see you. He always gets me with that one, Mike. B Skrills, the Browns are done, especially if they want to keep playing Flacco. Humble said, what's up, Jersey and Chris? Mike, I'll start with you as always. Your reaction to today's game.
Yeah, I mean, it was the expected result. I mean, again, this year, very much an evaluation year. Again, I not very high hopes. I think this might be Flacco's last game. Gonna hopefully get the youth started up. Gabriel and/or Shador at a certain point, starting against the Vikings. Stefanski, even though in his post-game presser stated that they're really not on that. Grossi pressed him on it a little bit, and he said, well, I'm not really going to go there at this time because he asked something along the lines of, is it hard to kind of like move the operation to London? Is that why you're going to be sticking with Flacco through this? And he's like, well, I wouldn't really say that, and I'm really not going to go there. I'm just focused on watching the tape after this. But yeah, Flacco continues to look old. Offensively, some gleams, some small bright spots, mainly the rookies, Judkins, Fannin, and Bond has continued to impress. Fannin had that one bad drop, but I mean, he's a rookie and he's been stout since game one, so I'm willing to let that slide. Offensive line was bad, specifically the tackles. That's definitely going to be what they're going to be targeting, I expect, with one of their first round picks next year in a pretty good tackle draft. So, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say I'm disappointed. It was like the expected result. We're just looking for like good things. Good things are the defense did play well against the Lions. I know the score might not show that, but the Lions, I believe, had 24 points off of turnovers. So the offense certainly didn't help the defense in this scenario. But yeah, be curious to see if the offense looks any better with a more mobile quarterback out there, who can extend plays a little bit longer, and plays the ball a little bit better decision making. But yeah, overall, I mean, expected result.
Jersey.
It's just a continuation of what we've seen the last 5-6 years. I mean, I don't know how we can expect anything different. It's it's just a continued excuse. That's what you like your thumbnail. What's this week's excuse? Even the fans have always made excuses. It's always this quarterback, or it used to be Watson. We just got to get somebody other than Watson. It doesn't matter who you plug in. I don't care who you bring in with this ownership and this front office and down to the coach. You're going to get the same result. You can put Tom Brady in there in his prime. You're going to get the same result. The players, the dropping passes, just a poor play, inconsistent play that you find constantly. It is. It's just all cultural. I mean, I can't imagine any of these players are inspired. It's amazing they even show up every week. I mean, I guess they have to. They have to get paid, but I mean, it's just went on so long. And to answer your question about just how, I think you said just how low the expectations are. We've had many conversations on here about Stefanski and the defenses. his coach of the year, or he got us to the playoffs. And that's what's acceptable. I mean, you go to many other cities, they don't give a shit about coach of the year, and you better got your team to the playoffs, deep into the playoffs more than once. So it's just the shit that I don't put up with it, but so many of these fans just accept. It's no wonder they do what they do because they know that people are still going to show up. They're going to fill up the damn stadium. They're going to, they're going to buy the apparel, buy the food. Um, there's just there's no standard here, and so, and the team doesn't even have a standard. I mean, there's no standard within that team. So, it's just terrible ownership all the way down, terrible culture. It all trickles down from the top, and you have up insanity. It's insanity what they do. It's insanity what the fans do. We just continue to watch it. I don't know if it's just our love of football. We just love football so much, especially in Northeast Ohio. But it's sad. It's just really freaking sad. I feel terrible for the people that it's so expensive to go to a game. By the time you buy your tickets, by the time you pay for parking, food, the time that you put into it, I just feel so bad for fans. Because people say, well, they don't have to go. Well, here, I don't look at it that way. People look for a release. It's football, you know. I just feel terrible that this is the bullshit that they get week in, week out, and here JW and the rest of the ownership team, they don't care one bit. And here, please remind me this week. I'm going to inquire to see if I can go up there. I'm going to tell him I want to come up and I want to come into the facility. I want to see how passionate you guys are. I want to go through practices. If they'll let me, I'll do it. I'll go up there and I'll ask if I can spend a couple of days in there. And I want to see just the professionalism and the culture that he's talking about. So, it's a joke. It's absolutely a joke. And it's here. We all we do every week is get up and say the same damn thing. So it's just get rid of all these assholes. I mean, I know. Owner's not going to go anywhere, but my gosh, get rid of that. Get rid of DePodesta, get rid of Barry, get rid of Stefanski. Just get rid of all of them. Give us football people, and give us actual football minds, and maybe things will start to happen.
By the way, if you guys don't know what jersey is referred to, because I know we have some new reviewers, just chime in or just tune in. Excuse me. Shout out my boy DFJ Hoops. Good to see you, DFJ. Everybody go subscribe to him. Covers Philadelphia 76ers. Great YouTuber. Great guy as well. Make sure you go subscribe to him. It's good to see you, brother. He's a Eagles fan as well. Fly, Eagles, fly. But by the way, if you guys don't know what jersey is referring to with them saying he wants to go up there and inquire about going and watching, here's what J.W. Johnson said on the local radio. I'll play it again one more time in case you didn't hear it. This was 3 weeks ago on 92.3 The Fan, I believe. Or no, on the Browns local radio network, excuse me.
And if you want to come down here and get to know us and have a real conversation to see our passion, I welcome that. We care about this team. We care about our fan base. We care about the city. Everything we try to do here is to win every day. Last year was candidly a disaster, and it pissed us off. It pissed our players off. It pissed the coaching staff off. I know how much it pissed our fans off. I apologize the language, but that's just true, right?
Yep.
And our fans care about this club like it's their own, and we want them to. But we're doing everything we can to win. We're going to continue to do everything we can to win. And listen, sometimes you got to break a few eggs to make a good omelet. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to take big swings, and whether that's signing players or drafting guys, whatever that takes, we're going to do it. And by God, one of these days we're going to be hosting Lombardi, and I can't friggin' wait. So thank you to our fans. Keep supporting us. Last year was last year. We're moving on to 2025.
All righty. A lot of carton of eggs.
Hey, just to correct that fool, it is our team. It is Northeast Ohio. It is the fans' team. You know what I mean? These guys have been here. Not even how long? When
13 years.
Okay, been here 13 years. Okay, I got a guy I work with that's been a season ticket holder since 1980. Okay, And that's when he bought his first set. And then he spent his child going with his dad who had season tickets. These people own the fucking team. Uh, these idiots are just stewards of the team, and they're terrible stewards of the team. So when we give them the money, we own the son of a bitch. So again, remind me this week, and I'll tell that son of a bitch. I'll go there and I will tell him that you're wrong. This is where you're wrong, asshole. It is our team. We've been here for decades, and we'll be here long after. Not you, asshole. So when I just heard that, I caught that one part. They love it like it. I want them to love it like it's their own. It is ours. You know what I mean? We pay the bills, so it makes it ours. So it just shows how it's no wonder the culture's so bad. When you listen what that guy says through there, it's no wonder. Because I know if I put this trash out on the fucking field every week consistently, for years consistently, my ass will be up there begging the fans, kissing their asses up and down to keep on coming and paying their money and taking ownership of our flaws and how terrible we've been as owners. It's the arrogance. It's just crazy, and it's just no wonder. I mean, when I listen to that bullshit, I it just it just drives me out of my mind because how does this guy have the nerve? This is the shit you put out for so long. You're a criminal in the fact that what what people have paid and what you put out. I mean, you're the biggest thieves in sports, and you should be held accountable. So it's just absolutely ridiculous. Sorry, I heard that. It just pissed me off. So.
Oh, you're fine. Gergs, go ahead, brother.
Well, I'd like to just start by saying that if I told any of you before the season that after a quarter way through the season that the Cleveland Browns, would be tied in the standings with the Baltimore Ravens, I think all of you would have said yes to that. Thinking that they actually would have a winning record, not be 1-3, just like you guys. But
Right.
with with that being said, yeah, I mean it was exactly what you expect. I mean, it wasn't anything different than what you expect. Obviously you guys are in that group chat where the Browns scored a touchdown within the first 10 minutes of the game, and you get the delusional fan, as we call them, say go Browns, and my response was pretty simple: if games were only 10 minutes long. I mean, there's 3 guarantees in life: the Browns won't score 20, the Lions will give up a first quarter touchdown because their defense does that, in Texas. But I mean,
Oh, by the way, I turned the game off at halftime. I went outside to start working, and when it was only at 10, I know I listened to it on the radio, but I went about my day. I wasn't sitting there staring at TV. I couldn't take it anymore because I didn't think we'd come back and win because our offense is that bad. But I want to point that out. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just. But again, I mean, you hear start the rookie. It's Flacco's fault. It's Flacco's fault. It didn't matter if Shador Sanders or Gabriel were back behind center today. They were going to lose to the Detroit Lions. So I'm done with the Flacco excuse, to be completely honest with you. I get it. He's old. But why is he there? Why is he playing?
They're the ones that brought him in and keep him in there.
Exactly.
Why are we in this position? Because they made a horrendous trade 3 years ago. But keep trusting them, like they said. There's no accountability at all.
We're over here saying, it's Flacco's fault. Well, guess what, guys? If I went up to you and said, "Hey, you're going to start next week at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns," all of you would say, absolutely, I'm in. I mean, do you expect Flacco to just be like, you know what, guys, don't start me? I mean, at the end of the day, it's the regimes, the higher ups, the coaches. That's their calls, and they're not doing it for a reason. I don't know. I don't know if it's a smart way, the smart thing to do or not. I mean, I personally, again, think that they should wait to the Miami game, because I don't think it matters in the next couple games. But I mean, here the defense, they made their mistakes today. It is what it is. But here they get put in bad positions. The offense is absolutely terrible. Quinshon Junkins looks good, but you can't expect a rookie to take you to. I don't know if they're going to ever score 20 points this year. It would be surprising if they do. Their offense is just terrible. It's hard to watch.
Have you ever seen a worse offense in the NFL level?
I don't know.
No,
I think the
when you said
0-17 team had a better offense.
when you said that earlier, I thought to myself, here I'm 48. Now all the offenses today, I think, are nothing compared to the offenses back in the 80s, 90s. I mean, those guys just put up. I mean, those quarterbacks always throwing 400 something yards and throwing the ball down the field. But no, I have never seen an offense this bad ever in my life, and I watched a shitload of football my whole life. I have, just like you guys all have too. But 48 years old, I have never seen an offense so bad, and I would have said it last year too. Never seen an offense so bad, and it's just mind-boggling that it's every year. There's no change. How does this go on? Like, how did they allow this to just keep going on? It's almost like it's sabotage. It almost don't even seem like it's real.
And that's shout out to Multiplier. Good to see you. Nobody's saying it's Flacco's fault. It is the decision to have him as a starting quarterback.
Well, no, he's 40 years old.
Well, yeah, that's what Chris just said. Who are the people that made that
Yeah.
decision? Them. So that's what we're
Yeah.
talking about. Them. By the way, the 0-17 team, by week 4, they at least scored 28 points in a game and almost won it against the Colts.
Yeah, I mean, this team, in order for them to win, they literally have to. They have to win ugly, like a 13-10 game. I mean, it's just one of those things. And whoever said, I can't remember whose comment was, where they said it's going to be, you're probably not going to win on the road this year if you're the Cleveland Browns. I mean, the defense feeds off the home crowd, obviously, even more. I'm assuming that's going to happen at home. I mean, your wins are probably going to be at home, if any more. But that offense is terrible. But again, I don't know if Shador Sanders starts today or if Dylan Gabriel starts today. They beat the Lions.
Oh, here's the comment from Mike C. He said the only games this team can win right now are home games where the defense absolutely plays lights out. They can't win on the road, and their offense is putrid.
Yep. But here, even today, I mean, guys, the Browns didn't have a sack.
No, he was close a couple times, but he couldn't get to him.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying the defense is bad by any means, but if your defense isn't going to get a sack, you're definitely not winning the game. If you're the Cleveland Browns, I mean, your defense has to literally wreak havoc in order for you guys to have a chance of winning the game. And obviously, you were getting pressure. I know that, but you didn't have a single sack. You did pick off Jared Goff once, but other than that, I mean, you got to have sacks against teams if you're the Cleveland Browns, or you're definitely not winning.
Yeah, or you can't on that 3rd and long. You can't let Amon St. Brown just run scotch-free down in the sideline, and he's able to extend the play down the field. That was when Garrett almost had him, and nobody was around. He just running wide open and gets a big gain out of it, keeps the drive going, and I think they went down and scored a touchdown on that drive. The little things, like I was saying earlier, Adam said you guys randomly think the rookies can't do any better, even though they can use their feet. I think that if it's, I guess right now, Dylan Gabriel, I think Dylan could be better than Joe Flacco by my. I mean, I know you agree with that, Mike. I think he can just because he's able to move a little better. He can, you run more bootlegs with him.
Okay, but are you
roll
going
him
to
out.
make? But here's my point, though. Do I think that they're better right now at this particular time? Yes, but are they going to? Are you going to win a game? If Dylan Gabriel is your quarterback today, do you win that game?
No, I don't think so.
Exactly. So, how about this? If Dylan Gabriel is your quarterback today, are they going to continue to run the plays that they've ran? Probably, because that's who they
I've
are.
said all along that if you're going to change quarterbacks, I would change play callers too. I would let Tommy Reese call the plays, like Mary Kay Cabot reported before the season that they are considering that, because it is a new offense. This is not the same. Like everybody kept saying, we're going back to the same offense we ran 2 years ago, and I don't think it is the same completely. And even the guy who was on the coaching staff at that time, Stub Mitchell, was watching, and he said that this is not the same offense. They're not doing the same stuff they did 2 years ago. And you can tell just by watching it. It's not even close. Yeah, they use some of the same personnel packages, but they don't use the same philosophy and stuff.
So yeah,
so I would change quarterback and play caller personally.
Yeah, it's not that I'm saying, Adam. It's not that I'm saying that the rookies aren't better. I'm just saying, are we still? I don't trust that the coaching staff is going to play to their strengths. I don't think that they're going, and I don't think it's going to be a difference right now and probably next week in them winning a game or not. But it's definitely thinks Kevin Stefanski should be fired. But I definitely think tomorrow morning, if they don't fire that special teams coach, they are idiots because they just let up another punt return. I mean, it is a special plays. There's one a game.
Adam says, I hear you. That could be true. The Giants beat the Chargers today at 0-3 with Jackson Dart his first start. Let's see here. It's a shame the backups play better than the starters.
That is funny.
Dan says, "What?"
And that was with Malik Neighbors.
Dan says, "What game do you think we could score over 17 points?"
The Dolphins.
All right, Mike. Do you agree with that? What do you got, Mike?
Maybe next week with the Vikings. I don't know.
Because the Giants are smart, not the client. Yeah, Mike. What's your thoughts on Bubba Ventrone right now, the special teams unit? What would you do there? What's your analysis on that?
I mean, I wasn't really a fan of Bubba last year, or particularly when he was hired. I thought they should have fired him last year. I thought him and Chad O'Shea are probably two of the coordinators / position coaches that probably should have been gone a long time ago. I'm not one for like lobbying for someone to lose their job. Like, never going to do that. But like, if you're talking about someone who's done like a very poor job at what they're doing and either has to like switch like 180 of like how they're doing things, it would be Bubba Ventrone and Chad O'Shea, which is our wide receivers coach for those of you watching who are unfamiliar.
So you want Kevin Stefanski to fire them?
Or they have to change their philosophy completely if they're not able to fix it. Chad O'Shea has he's just not good. It hasn't been good for a long time. Bubba Ventrone, I wasn't a fan of the hiring to begin with. I think it would be his talent would be better suited elsewhere.
What do you think of?
He's not up here.
What do you think though that says about Kevin Stefanski, Mike? If he does those firings, how does that reflect on him?
I mean, that's the coach's job, you know. Yeah, sometimes you got to make hard decisions for the betterment of the team.
I know. My whole point though is, I mean, he's held on to these guys. He hired Bubba Ventrone. I mean, they fired the guys 2 years ago that went to the playoffs, and AVP and Stump and all them, and let Bill Callahan just walk out the door. Didn't even try to stop him. And I don't know. At one point though, Jersey doesn't go back to the people that are actually making the decisions. That's where it never goes back to.
It's where it all goes back to. That's who's up top. It's up top is where it's coming down at. And I mean, if you gotta place the bulk of the blame, I mean, it's not on Stefanski. I just don't think. I just don't think Stefanski. I think there's certainly a place for him in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, he's proven that, but I just don't think he's a head coach. I just don't think he has the temperament for it. But I don't know if it's DePodesta or Barry, who the hell it is. Jimmy has them here. If there's somebody can put a stop to this whenever they want, and they're not. And you know, the genius idea of bringing in Joe Flacco again. I mean, what did you think was going to happen? I mean, everybody's got, just because Tom Brady did what he did. It looks like what's the name? Aaron Rodgers. Just because he you know, just because these guys are doing it, but doesn't mean all these 40-year-olds can do it. So, but it's just all the culture. It's just terrible culture, and there's no, like I said, there's no standard. It's just such a poorly run company. I was just say I call it company. It's just such a poorly run company, and like you said, all those little things that they don't do. But it all goes back to the front office up top. I don't know if it's DePodesta or what, but just JW Cat. They're the blame. They should get all the blame.
Yeah, it's interesting. Multiplier says, but how are the other teams doing it? Though starting rookie quarterbacks doesn't mean the Browns don't have the capacity to develop new quarterbacks. Why even waste time to draft quarterbacks if they can't play or can't play, win or lose? You got a response to that, Gerg?
Yeah, that's what we've been saying for years. I mean, absolutely, the Browns don't have the capacity to develop new QBs. Yeah, I mean, it only took Baker to go to hang out with Sean McVay for about 6 months for him to be developed, and then now he's in a good organization, Tampa Bay, and getting developed, and he's playing well. We've been saying this for years. Absolutely, the Browns can not only can. I don't think the Browns can develop anyone. It's not just the quarterbacks. I mean, I don't know who they've developed.
Does this rookie class, as good as they look, has that changed your mind in any way?
I think that the rookie class is just very good. I don't know if they've quote unquote developed them. I mean, I think the development's going to take place. You know, are they going to take that jump next year? Right. I mean, in the off season, you know, right now, I mean, Mason Graham was one of the best players in the draft.
Yeah. Overall, period.
I mean, he looks great. Of course he looks great. You know, Mike's boy, Carson, I mean, he was one of the most solid tacklers, if not the most, in the draft. I mean, these guys, they hit on these draft picks great. Quinshon Judkins, I don't know if he should have been a second round pick. I honestly think he should have been a first round pick. I mean, he is a stud.
He looks like I mean, right now he looks like one of the best running backs in the draft. If it wasn't for Marion Hampton and the weird run scheme that Las Vegas has, like Gentry's been a little underwhelming. But yeah, Judkins, I agree with you there, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, so and you know, Fannin, he only led the NCAA I mean, so it's not like we'll see the true development. We will see the true development next year, if that's the case. But as far as
God's love says Stefanski needs to developing the most.
yeah,
Oh, did Venti finally have a breakout game, Danny?
yes, he did. Genty had 3 touchdowns today, but
Oh, okay, good.
I
I loved him.
he's struggling too. I do think Junkins looks real good. Now, again, it is pretty alarming that the Giants just started Jackson Dart, lost Malik Neighbors to a torn ACL, and still beat the 3-0 Chargers.
Damn, Malik Neighbors tore his ACL. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a shame for the young man.
So that's just only what the Cleveland Browns could just look at and just shake their head. It's almost comical, to be honest with you. I know it hurts a lot of feelings, and it's but it's just like you look around and you're like, are you kidding me? Like, Jackson Dart really just beat the 3-0 Chargers without a Malik Neighbors because he tore his ACL for the New York Giants. Like, is this real? And we can't, like, what? It's almost becomes comical, actually.
Yeah, Malfunction said put it in Watson, make him earn some money.
They might.
Oh my gosh, Mike, has that happened at all this year?
No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe like in lieu of like horrific injuries, like you bench Flacco, Dylan Gabriel gets hurt, so you put in Shador, and then Shador gets hurt, and then you put in Flacco again because your rookies are hurt, and then he gets hurt. Maybe, but like other than that.
Mike, I'll start with you on this one. Thoughts on David Njoku the last couple games? I'll touch on it real quick. David Njoku this year, I can't even tell he's out on the field at times. I mean, Harold Fannin, he looks like a starting caliber tight end obviously. I mean, for what you look at his numbers so far as a rookie, and he looks great. David Njoku, I mean, I think like Dan said, I think Dan, I agree with you. Njoku is going to be traded by the deadline, hopefully to Tampa. Njoku looks like a guy to me that they're kind of phasing out. There was a play last week. I can't remember when it was. It was in that Green Bay game. It was a crucial part of that game. And Njoku was on the sideline. And Harold Fannin was out there more in crunch time. I just remember in certain parts of that game, it was late in that game. And I remember Njoku was standing on the sideline. I remember thinking to myself, this guy was a Pro Bowler one year. He's been in your organization for a long time. He's one of the leaders in your locker room. He's on the sideline. That tells me I think they're phasing him out. I don't think they want to pay him long term, which I get, because they think, okay, we hit a home run here with Fannin. We don't think it's going to be worth the money he'll be asking. So I think Njoku to me is getting phased out, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if he does get traded by the deadline. Personally, anybody else? Go ahead, Mike or Jerry, whoever.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate if that's the case. I think David Njoku is just important to that locker room, but I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't see what you're seeing, Joseph. Obviously, I expect them to try and get something for him. So yeah, by the deadline, maybe. I mean, here the good news is, I mean, Fannin does look like a tight end one. It's just a shame that they couldn't find a way to. I mean, they had them both out there a lot today, but they're just, running the kind of plays you want to see with two tight ends on the field. Plus, you're losing David Njoku as a blocker, which is like a very untalked about portion of his game. And while Fannin has gotten better each game in that aspect, he's always been like, even, that's something he's going to have to grow into. But yeah, it does look like they're phasing him out.
Oh,
go ahead,
a fire sale. It's going to be a fire sale. I can't get them downstairs. Sorry, my daughter's running through here. But
great for Njoku. I mean, the guys. I mean, really. I mean,
Good for him. He deserves to get the hell out of here. And the fact that I mean, obviously, I'm glad they took Fan, and it's just amazing these guys were able to draft this class and just screw everything else up. Um, but I think the fact that they took him um, and just tells you that's what they're doing with him. So, but here, good for him. Hopefully, yeah, I'm with Dan. Maybe send him down to Tampa and play with Baker again, and maybe a Super
Chargers.
Bowl. Yeah,
Chargers could
yeah.
use them.
Wherever Njoku goes, I hope it's somewhere where he can actually win. I mean, the guy's. I mean, it's been great for Cleveland, and it's probably just time for him to move on. Trying to win somewhere before before he ends up like Joe Thomas. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this one though, because this is a bigger name, and I hate to bring it up, but I guess I'll be the bad guy here. But I think it needs to be asked. Myles Garrett. I
Him
mean,
too.
he has a no trade clause. He got that new deal. He got his money. You think he wants to sit around and keep putting up with this shit? He didn't want to put up with it back then. I just don't believe the shots that him and Andrew Berry took at each other during that little thing. That okay, yeah, you paid him all as well now. No, I mean, the guy made it pretty clear how he feels. I think
He just sounds defeated.
He looks defeated. He
Yeah.
sounds defeated. I just don't
His press
see him.
conferences
You
are-
got that no trade clause thrown in there, and you got the money you wanted. Now, those are the two most important things in this past offseason. I wouldn't be surprised if that occurred again.
I think you're right. I think you're right. You know what? I think he, is it possible that he was kind of maybe he's a little emotional because he was getting ready to land that monster contract, and now he got the contract, and now the season started, and reality set in that hey, money doesn't make you happy. You know what I mean? Fucking winning does. So I would doubt it.
Now,
good for him. Good for him. Get the hell out of here, man.
Now, Dan says based on the cap hit Myles has in his structure, he's almost impossible to trade for the next few years, and that might be right. But he said he knew. He said he knew. Now he said he knew. He discussed the plan. So whatever plan he oversaw, it better be a damn good plan. I think it's gonna be something dramatically different from what we're seeing right now. It has to be, because this is not like you just said, Gergs. I mean, he does not look a guy who looks bought in at all or believes in any of this at all.
And just to add on to it, Dan's point, I'm actually looking at it now. For the next, he's essentially impossible to trade for the next 3 years. So he's got 7 years on a deal, added on, next 3 years, the amount of guaranteed money and everything. It would be impossible for a team to trade him and successfully roster him for the next 3 years. So when he has 4 years left on his deal, which would be the 2028-2029 season, they could feasibly trade him.
Now, if he gave some money back, he can get out of here, right?
No. So
there has to be an avenue for him to get out of here, because there's no he got that no trade clause put in there for a reason.
If I had to put a percentage chance on it, it would be a 5% chance that him and his agent could actually successfully work it out to the point where another team is able to do it. Not just we want to, but even able to. So in 2028-2029 season, the Browns could feasibly trade him if Myles wanted out.
Listen, Denzel Ward can stay in Detroit though, and we can trade for him because I like him.
Well, everybody likes Denzel,
but
I like Denzel a lot.
I think Njoku and Denzel are gone at the trade deadline.
I don't think we're trading Denzel.
I don't know. I mean, does it really matter? I mean, if you get something back for him, so what? I mean, it's just I just don't. My confidence in them right now is just. I don't.
Yeah, then what?
Then what?
Who are you going to replace Denzel Ward with? I mean, the guy's going to be a Hall of Famer.
You
I don't
gotta
give a shit who you bring in.
here. You gotta make something appeasing for the next head coach. You know what I mean? You
Well,
gotta.
yeah,
I
I
think if
get
you want to
that,
make
but
something appeasing for the next head coach,
it doesn't matter who the head
that
coach is. It don't matter though. It doesn't matter who the head coach is. It doesn't. I don't care if it was, like I said, I don't care if you had plugged Tom Brady in his prime with these idiots sitting up top running the show. Everything's going to go wrong. It doesn't matter.
if you
It
go back and
doesn't
look at
matter.
if you go back and look at when we hired Stefanski in 2020, I went back and looked at all the stuff. A lot of coaches avoided that job, and this was reported in the mainstream nationally because there were stipulations that came along with it. You had to concede to certain things in that front office and certain philosophies, and a lot of coaches didn't even consider the Browns' job. So until you fix that, you're just going to keep hiring Kevin Stefanski, guys who had never been head coaches before. We're going to keep hiring guys. I hear, let's go get the next new hot offensive coordinator. Yeah, let's go get another guy like Kevin. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, no.
A guy who just wants his
that would
first,
be.
a guy who just wants his first gig, so he'll do whatever it takes to get the first gig, just to get one,
Yep.
get it under his belt.
Don't
He
do
wants a
that.
title. He wants a title.
Yeah, we want a
Yeah.
title guy. But that's not going to change anything. You need to
No.
You need to change the real problem.
Well, you guys gotta boot Paulie,
No,
boot
no.
Stefanski, and Andrews probably saved his job by this rookie class. But
And all three of those guys you just named, Andrew's the least of my concerns right now.
so I mean, boot those two, and try to get a guy in there that's established. Yeah, definitely don't go out and get another offensive coordinator, young guy. Don't do that.
And going along with that philosophy, this is from former Browns running back coach speaking on his show, Stump Mitchell. We're going to get over here on the show here soon. Shout out to Stump, Ro Goldstein, and all them. Met Ro at the game a couple weeks ago. Nice guy. Here's what Stump said. This is the guy who was in the building about some of the offensive philosophy and analytics. Here's what Stump Mitchell had to say.
Okay. It's so curious that you say that because, and this is another question for you, Coach. Based on your time with the Browns, was the philosophy more about establishing the run first to open up the pass game, vice versa, or a hybrid? Can you speak to that?
No, Kevin ran the ball more his first year than he ever did. And I think that was simply because he was coming from Minnesota, where he had a head coach that was a defensive guy that really told him they needed to run the ball. So he was kind of, in my opinion, still hearing his voice, even though he was the head coach of the Browns. After that, it was tough to the following years, it was tough to be consistent running the football. Didn't do it a whole heck of a lot. There was times where we went in at halftime and Nick only had 6, maybe 8 carries at the most, and probably ended the game with maybe 16, 18 carries. Nick never averaged 20 carries a season during his time there with Kevin.
It's so fascinating. Like what would change that if you're having success, right, running the ball? What are the things that would cause a coach to do a 180?
He just analytics for one thing. Analytics during my time when I was there, I haven't been there for 2 years. Said if you didn't average 6 yards a carry, then there was no need in running the ball, which is totally bull crap because it only takes 10 yards to get a first down. And if you average 6 yards on 2 carries, that's 12 yards. But if you average 4 yards on 3 carries, that's 12 yards. That's a first down as well. So it makes no sense.
Yeah. Analytics is real. I mean, we're at the advent, this age of AI, and my question for you as well is based on the little bit that we have seen of Quinshawn.
All right, so that's it on that. But you heard what he said there, analytics and how they told them, and this is a guy who was the running back coach, so he would know. Obviously, he was in the meetings. It's his unit. If you didn't run the ball for more than 6 yards a carry, then we don't need to run the ball. And this goes back to what Jay Crawford said last week on Ultimately Sports Show. He heard from a reporter one time 2 years ago when the Browns blew out the Cardinals at home, Deshaun actually looked like a good quarterback that game. They scored, I think, 35-plus points. He threw a great, beautiful pass at the end of that game for a touchdown pass. And they're walking in the locker room, and somebody says to Jimmy Haslam in the hallway, great win. And he's a good win. And he said, we should have passed more. And it goes back to the reports back in, I showed on the show back in 2021, where the Browns changed their philosophy back in 2021, where Jimmy Haslam was convinced by Paulie Podesta, which this was all reported. It's not conspiracy like people say, all that crap people say. That number one, I start questioning people that say that, what their real agendas are, but just leave it at that. But because it's out in plain view, it's I mean, it's been written in articles. Jimmy Haslam saw the Tennessee offense down there that year, the air raid scheme, which was reported, and I'll pull that up here in a second. And then Paulie Podesta convinced Jimmy Haslam as well, just reported by Tony Grossi, that they needed to to win a Super Bowl nowadays, you need to throw the ball more on the lot, and abandon the running scheme that made them so successful in 2020. And it's all true. You just had a coach there tell you, who was in the building. So it's not conspiracy. It's been reported by nationally and locally and by a guy who was in the building. So what more do you need to know? Anybody that says conspiracy at this point, Jersey, is it a conspiracy now still?
No, it's not a freaking conspiracy. I mean, you got coaches, you got people you got guys that were there saying it. I mean, that's crazy to hear that. If you can't average 6 yards a carry, abandon the run.
When you got Nick Chubb.
Abandon the run.
Nick Chubb never averaged more than 20 carries a season when he was there. That's pathetic.
I mean, I wish everyone could hear that. Could hear Stump Mitchell blowing the whistle on their asses with that. That is insane. If you can't average 6 yards a carry, stop running the ball.
Well, we got Joe. What do you mean? We got to throw it to Tillman and
Jerry Jeudy falling out of their routes, dropping the passes.
What are you talking about? That's way more effective.
Is that what's hot in the streets, Playboy?
I tell you what. You know what, Jersey? Here's what we need to do. We need to have Joe Flacco doing a QB sneak when we have Quinshon Judkins in the backfield.
Yeah,
not only a QB. Oh yeah. I saw that.
They almost screwed up their only touchdown of the game. I mean,
they should have just.
They got it to fourth down because they're idiots and they wasted two downs on QB sneaks.
The only thing that would have been better is they ran an option play with Flacco.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Look at Dan. Dan says, what we need is more quarterback sneaks of Flacco. I could almost hear him partying each time.
Yeah.
Malfunction said, Stump said more right there than Stefanski in 5 years worth of press conferences.
They had such a beautiful first drive.
They did too, yeah.
And then on second and goal from the one, they did two straight QB sneaks, and I thought to myself, they're going to screw this up. And then they finally were like, you know what? We should probably give it to Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah.
Who got
it to the horse.
Yeah. Like, what are they
Well, even
doing?
in the third quarter, Chris, remember when they had they were down 10, they shot that bomb down the field to Isaiah Bond, penalty. And then they get backed up again. And it's like, it's just, they constantly do the wrong things all the time.
I mean, the fact that that offense couldn't even score 20 on the Lions. I mean, everyone scores 20 on the Lions.
And this is from a Lions fan, by the way.
Yeah, everyone scores. I mean,
born and raised in Detroit.
We score 30 to 40, but everyone scores 20 on us. But I mean, I wasn't expecting us, I guess, to score 34 today. I thought it was like 24-10, but at the end of the day, I mean, who knows?
It's amazing watching Green Bay, just watching an offense actually, just running the ball, setting up the pass, just
Well, it's a shame too because Mike, we have a great defense this year, Mike, and it's just like another year, Mike. We were talking about this. You and I were talking about this earlier. Shout out to Havoc. It's time for staying to go through 5 years of bad offense. Thanks for tuning in. But Mike, I mean, it's like another year of just a wasted defense. I don't know if it was, you have a defense like this year, Mike, and it's just getting for what for?
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. Luckily, Jim Schwartz isn't going to be going anywhere, even if the Browns do a coaching change. I mean, Jim Schwartz might be an in-house hire kind of thing if the Browns do even want to go that route. But, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, Flacco can be sat and, not saying that the offense is going to be like world beaters once Flacco's out of there, but getting Dylan or Shador in there, someone who's a little bit more mobile, maybe that could just give a little bit of a heartbeat. You know what I mean? Help the defense out more. Let them get a little bit more rest.
Shout out to Regina Random. They said his excuse, they all played really hard. Kevin Stefanski found another line. You're boring, and so is your team. Shout out
it's
to
got to be
Regina.
better. That's the old, just see how he does. He goes, you just got to be better.
William, welcome on in. He said the Browns need to get a new quarterback, offensive coordinator, and head coach. Yeah. Welcome in to you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to all the new subscribers tonight. We have a bunch of new subscribers tonight. So shout out to all you guys. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing. It really means a lot to us. And we try to make this as fun and and cope as fans. So we keep this enjoyable throughout the years. We have to sit and think about the depressing game we have to watch every week. But again, going back to what I just played here. I'm play it one more time because I got the clips as well. What Stump Mitchell said. Give me 1 second. Okay, right here. So again, this is what Stump Mitchell said on his show this week, and then I got the articles I was telling you about because I know we had some people just tune in. The viewership went up again. So, again, one more time. Here's what Stump said, and I'll show you the articles to follow up what he said.
And another question for you, Coach. Based on your time with the Browns, was the philosophy more about establishing the run first to open up the pass game, vice versa, or a hybrid? Can you speak to that?
No, Kevin ran the ball more his first year than he ever did. And I think that was simply because he was coming from Minnesota, where he had a head coach that was a defensive guy that really told him they needed to run the ball. So he was kind of, in my opinion, still hearing his voice, even though he was the head coach of the Browns. After that, it was tough to the following years. It was tough to be consistent running the football. Didn't do it a whole heck of a lot. There was times where we went in at halftime and Nick only had 6, maybe 8 carries at the most, and probably ended the game with maybe 16, 18 carries. Nick never averaged 20 carries a season during his time there with Kevin.
It's so fascinating. What would change that if you're having success, right, running the ball? What are the things that would cause a coach to do a 180?
He just analytics for one thing. Analytics during my time when I was there, I haven't been there for 2 years, said if you didn't average 6 yards a carry, then there was no need in running the ball, which is totally bull crap because it only takes 10 yards to get a first down. And if you average 6 yards on 2 carries, that's 12 yards. But if you average 4 yards on 3 carries, that's 12 yards. That's a first down as well. So it makes no sense.
Yeah.
And so again, there's what he said there. And then I got the article right here that goes back to what he said. And again, he's referring back to 2021. This was the national article here from CBS Sports, Jonathan Jones. I've shared this many times in the show. As you can see here, CBS Sports, it says there could well be coaching staff changes this offseason for the Browns. And this was written in after 2022 season. So Deshaun's first year here. It says there could be coaching staff changes this offseason for the Browns, and there could be some tweaks to the offensive philosophy as well. So again, she asked about philosophy there. Team owner Jimmy Haslam is a University of Tennessee alumnus who closely has watched the air raid offense the Volunteers have instilled to great success in the SEC. And so you can see there, that's what the philosophy was shifting to. And also, I have another thing here for you guys. This was from Tony Grossi at the time. And I'll get this pulled up here in a second. But Jersey, there you can see that one there. So again, not a conspiracy still, right, Jersey? And then this was from Tony Grossi around that same time that says Paul DePodesta is pretty much convinced owner Jimmy Haslam that the only way to build a Super Bowl team is by consistently throwing for explosive plays in the passing game, apparently no matter the weather conditions. And it went on to talk about how they had so much success in the play action passes and running the ball first with Alex Van Pelt and Kevin's system they installed. And then you can see there at the end, the bottom line is Stefanski's job is safe because he is completely adhering to DePodesta's advanced statistics or analytics models and not resisting them. Disagreeing with or rejecting DePodesta's research will be Stefanski's quickest ticket out of town. He is smart enough to know that. And so both of those things together, again, right there from the local reporter, Tony Grossi, and then also, like I showed, from Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports. And then you heard what Steph Mitchell said. We kind of see how we got to this point now. It wasn't just a bad trade for Deshaun Watson that didn't pan out, but also just bad philosophy overall, and it was brought, Kevin came in here, like you said, with that Minnesota mindset that he had and running the ball. And then they come out in the last couple of years and they completely shift their philosophy. And I think that's a lot of it too. You can't have an ownership group chiming down on your head coach and trying to tell them what to do and adhere to the analytics. I don't think that's a healthy recipe for success, Gergs. And we've seen that with the Browns over and over again. You there, Gergs?
Yeah, sorry, I was talking to my kid.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, Jersey, you there, Jersey?
Yeah, I'm here.
No, you go ahead then.
Oh, here. I think I've heard that before. It's just testament how stupid these guys are. I mean, they just think that they're these they're going to revolutionize football. They're going to change football. For the last 100 years, how it's been played. I'm just going to throw the ball. We're not going to run the ball. Not going to play any ball control. We're going to do it our way. It's just I don't know. It's crazy that people like us and know better than all this, but these are the guys running our fucking football team. I mean,
and again, like I said earlier, why do we bring all this up tonight? Because you go back to what JW said for the season, and when I played that earlier, and how it was zero accountability. That it was all the players' fault, basically, how it came across to me. We're all pissed off. We're working hard, and one day we're going to win a Super Bowl. And then you hear what Steph Mitchell said, and I'd show you how you see how things have unraveled over the past 4 or 5 years, how we got to this point. And it goes back. Why did I bring it? Because somebody brought it up earlier. I think you said it, Gergs, and I think Dan said, if we want to get a new coach, who the hell wants to come here? Because they got to adhere to all this stuff. So it's until you get those problems fixed. Cracking eggs. That's what JW said. They're going to keep cracking eggs. And how many cartons of eggs have they been through? A lot. So again, the root of the problems, until that's fixed and addressed, we could say about quarterback, we could say about head coach, who we put in there. Until the root of the problem's fixed, I don't. Do you guys have any faith that they'll ever win with that structure? Anybody?
No, zero.
It's just like they don't want to admit that they're wrong. Like,
right. And he said that's why I said he took zero accountability in that what he
it's
said on
just
that
like,
radio show.
yeah, like, hey, we tried on Watson, we were wrong, but they haven't even really said that. And it's like, why is Watson even on the team? Which is even amazing. Just cut ties with them, and then it's like, this analytic stuff. Just come out, just say, hey, we were wrong, we got it wrong. Like, just stop, like, having so
That-
much pride in yourselves, and just admit, like, hey, we thought that this was the way to go. It clearly hasn't. Now it's time to rebuild. You don't. It isn't working. This crap just isn't working.
It's like
Why
Brandon
are you
Matthews
trying
said
to beat
here.
a dead horse?
If you look at it, they have the talent, they just don't know how to use them. And I think
Well, that's a stretch.
but I think though he's right in terms of if they even get the talent, will they even know how to use it with that philosophy? Probably not.
Well, it's about the development, and I don't even know if they know how to develop.
Well,
Right.
it all goes back to the organizational philosophy and structure. They're not where they need to be, in my opinion, based on the stuff we just showed here. Dan said, "Is there a franchise in any of the major three sports farther away from championship contenders than the Cleveland Browns?" Not that I know of. No.
The Athletics.
What's that, Mike?
The Athletics, the homeless Athletics. The soon-to-be Las Vegas Athletics.
Yeah, though, you can kind of turn it around. And baseball's weird. I mean, the Rangers had like the worst record, and then like 3 years later they won. Baseball's weird, but I'm not even going to pretend to know about that. As far as football and basketball, I mean,
I don't know any worse.
Charlotte
it's
Hornets.
close.
Maybe the Washington Wizards.
The Hornets could potentially be.
Oh, the Wizards.
The Wizards.
Yeah.
I think the Browns got to be the worst.
It's probably close.
Shout out to Malfunction. He said, Malfunction. He said, Twin Cities Browns backer here. Damn. Damn near tossed my iPad in the lake today.
Well, then
thanks
you're
for
going to
tuning
definitely
in.
toss it when the Vikings, who you should be rooting for.
Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in for the
you.
Twin Cities. Great to see the Browns backers in the building jersey. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
Absolutely. Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in.
How do you do it?
Yeah, how do you do it each week? As a Bay says, nothing worse than the Browns. Williams says the ownership needs to stop trying to be Jerry Jones. Hell, it doesn't work for Dallas in 30 years. That's it. That's a good point. I just read they are starting Flacco against the Vikings. No QB change. Yeah, Mike, he already came out and said that's he shot that down, right?
He shot it down in the post-game presser, but like that, the real report, even last week, they had been thinking about maybe starting Gabriel after the Flacco's performance against the Ravens. So, I mean, he says the post-game pressers, specifically Kevin Stefanski's, at least just Kevin Stefanski's post-game presser, don't really listen to him because it's just coach speak. He's never going to tell those people anything. At least to their.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say he's never going to say anything of substance in those. Like, he might tell them, like, or certain reporters or people he knows that are insiders, like, in private, and then a report will come out. But as far as like post game pressers, never take what he says with any sort of validity, I guess.
Well, no one does.
Mike, has Tommy Reese been on the sideline every game this year besides today? Was he on the sideline the first 3 games?
I don't know if I'm being honest. I'm not sure.
We need to figure, because I noticed Tommy Reese was up in the box today.
He was. I did notice that too.
I didn't know that meant something, because we heard Mary Kay Cabot on the Fan on Ken and Lima's show. Was a couple we played it, remember, Mike, last week, was it 4 weeks ago? She said it on the Fan that he may consider handing over the play call in the time he reaches at some point this season. And so you guys go look it up. It's Mary Kay reported on. Mike, we played it last week. We all played it. We all heard it. I found it interesting today that he was up in the booth, Mike. I don't know if they're prepping him to hand it over because remember last year, Ken Dorsey.
I think it was just he was in Detroit. He probably just felt safer up there.
Well, that too. I mean, they probably all should have been in the booth, but in that case, but no, I mean, I found that interesting, Mike. I don't know if you did too. I mean, I'm really curious. I'm gonna go back and look and see if anybody knows. Has he been on the sideline the first 3 games? And was today his first game up in that booth? Because if today was his first game in the booth, I don't think it's just to get better eyes up there. I think it's because they're prepping him for that change. I'm curious your guys' thoughts.
I mean, if it is, I'd be excited. Like I really like Tommy Reese coming out of Bama. Nick Saban's one of Nick Saban's last real like proteges before he retired. So, I'd love to see him call plays, see what he's got. He's supposed to be really smart, really good play caller, great football mind. So,
and you got to put him out there with one of the younger guys. Probably Dylan Gabriel's first one off the mat right now. So
yeah.
I think as soon as you make that quarterback change, like last year, you got to hand over the play calling too. And I think it looked like today that's him being up in that booth. Looks like that's what they're trending towards. And like Chris said, it's probably maybe the Dolphins week.
Yeah.
Now, why they're waiting till then? Could it be, if you want to put on a tinfoil hat, could it be because they're trying to get down a certain number of losses? I don't to get better draft picks.
I don't know if that's tinfoil hat. I think that's just a good assumption.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. I'm just
Well, and I just think it's not as I mean, are you really going to? I mean, Minnesota's defense is good. Like you're setting them up for like you don't want to set these guys up for failure, especially the fact that you drafted 2 rookies and half of your fan base wants one rookie and the other half wants another rookie, and then the moment the one rookie isn't doing good, then the other fan base is going to turn on that, and then they're going to want the other rookie, and you just set your I just don't get why the organization does what they do. I just don't understand.
Well, so my point too is it's like because I agree. See, even with like here, if Dylan Gabriel plays this year or Shador plays, do I think they're still going to win more games? No, I still think they're a bad team overall. I think we all you agree with that, Chris. That you don't even with a quarterback change. Yeah, the quarterback he can play better than Flacco, but do you think they're going to win a lot of games? You think they can get to 7-8 wins? I don't think so. Do you?
No, not a chance in hell.
That much of a difference in the win column. I don't think it will. And so I think it's. If we get to 2 more weeks and they're what are they? They'll be 1-5 and coming into that Dolphins game. They just lost to the Steelers and at their place. And so, what not a better way to get more fan interest back in the season and draw interest again than, hey, let's put Dylan Gabriel out there. And then if Dylan Gabriel goes out there after a couple months or whatever, doesn't look great, maybe he's okay, but they're not winning games still, or then you all of a sudden now when we get to the end of the season, we're really shit in the water and the fan interest is low. Hey, let's put Shador Sanders out there because we'll probably get maybe a TV game flexed at that point because it's the name, and we'll just keep all their interest. The guy they've already made over $300,000 in revenue off of already this season. So
300 million.
Or yeah, you're right. 300 million. Yeah, 300 million. Excuse me, not 300,000. 300 million. You're right. Going into that. Was it going into that Carolina game before he played in the preseason? It was already $250 million, I believe it was. So yeah, it's well over 300 million probably now because I'm sure they made a bunch of money off after that game. Yeah, so they've already made $300 million. Maybe I don't know, the Tennessee game versus Cam Ward. Maybe that'll get flexed on a Thursday night or a Saturday game, whatever it is. What not a better time to put them out there. So again, I think it's all planned and it's all going back to what you said earlier, Jersey, keeping fans engaged, finding ways to keep that engagement, but also at the same time, they have their philosophy and their plan, and they're going to keep sticking to it. They don't, that is what it is. It seems like this has already been predetermined, and we shouldn't be expecting them to really win any games really this year a whole lot. I mean,
Yeah, but it's not about it's not even about that. It's about the moment. Okay, but you play Dylan Gabriel for 4 games and then you bring in Shador. Now, what you gonna you just got rid of your 3rd round pick?
he's your long-term backup.
I mean that's why you don't draft 2 quarterbacks. It just doesn't make any sense, man.
I agree.
You the moment you drafted both quarterbacks is the moment you set yourself up for complete failure even more than you already are. It's pointless. It's absolutely pointless to play Dylan Gabriel or Shador Sanders this year because I think that they're going to and they should, but I just wish that they would have drafted one or the other because I'm telling you, the first interception, the first 2 bad games Dylan Gabriel has that, I mean, even Jackson Dart, they won today, but he didn't do great. Jackson Dart didn't, you know what I mean? Like, he's still a rookie, right? So, I mean, Dylan Gabriel throws a couple picks, but throws a couple touchdowns. You're still going to have, if you ask the viewers right now, who would they rather start? I bet you half of them say Dylan Gabriel, half of them say Shador Sanders. So why did you do this to your organization? Hey, I'll go a step further. I bet you if you ask the Browns organization, who should they start? Half of them would say Dylan Gabriel, and the other half would say Shador Sanders.
I agree. I think half of them didn't even want to draft either the other one or the vice versa.
Yeah,
but again, it goes back to what we said earlier. There's too many philosophies and voices in that organization, and it's one dominant one. And this is what you get, dysfunction. So I think the owners, what I'm pointing out is from the ownership standpoint, I think it's how do I keep fan interest? Because there was a report put out before the season where his mind is going into the draft next year and how he's looking ahead. So at stadium and looking ahead to that draft. And I mean, they got the extra 1st round pick for next year as well. So who knows?
I'd say they're eager to get Shador in because it'd be great if they could if they could get Shador in and he wins a game, right? They win that game. All it does, it just fires up the jersey sales again. I mean, everybody be going out buying 12 jerseys, and they'll make one last run on all the apparel. Pick up another $200 million. If they could do that, I mean, because that's what I would do if I was them. I would try to get him put him in a game where it's our best shot to win. Do everything we can to win that fucking game, because I'm gonna milk that shit dry. I mean, that's what'll happen again. So I would bet you're going to see Shador before Gabriel. I know it's logical to think Gabriel because he's he played more games in college and he took more reps in the off season and I guess he looks better, but you're not making any money on that guy. You know what I mean? So Shador won't be here after this year, so they might as well they'll plug him in. I went down to plug him in for a Miami game. They win the game, and everybody's going crazy about Shador, and pick up another couple $100 million in jersey sales. What I would do.
Chris Havoc says this guy needs to stop talking. He makes no sense.
Good for you, buddy.
I just had to put that up there.
Half the time, Havoc, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
Here, haters are gonna hate. He might. You know what?
He's
I'm
even
sure
laughing about
it. I'm sure Havoc is the same guy that probably thought the Browns are going to go 17-0 this year. Here, it is what it is. It doesn't matter to me what he has to say or anyone has to say. The Browns are 1-3. They're full of dysfunction. They don't know what they're doing. You could say all you want that the 5th round pick was a value pick, but it destroyed those kind of moves destroy locker rooms. They destroy organizations. It's not just, oh, Shedeur Sanders was a value pick. Shedeur Sanders was a great value pick at 5 if you didn't already pick a quarterback in the 3rd round. You picked
And
a quarterback in
again,
the 3rd round. You just admitted that he was your guy and you like him more than Shedeur Sanders. Okay, so now you then flip the script and say, all right, I want to make money with Shedeur Sanders. And I get it. Everyone's going to say, well, what if Shedeur Sanders balls out? Well, here, what if he doesn't? What if he sucks?
Still, well, I think that they were prepared for that. I think they picked him entirely for the revenue. I mean, that's their bright spot for this year. We picked up, we'll end up picking, could end up picking up $500 million of revenue off of this guy. Who wouldn't have? I mean, you know what I mean?
No.
for a 5th round
I
pick,
understand.
that's a hell of a sale. That's
get
a great
all that.
deal.
My point is now you're ruining your team, your football team. I get the money part aspect of it.
Well, I hear they have no culture anyways. You know what I mean? So here, the way you look at it and I would look at it, we're purist. We love football. These guys are, Jimmy Haslam and big bad JW. They don't think like we do. They're seeing the revenue side of it. I mean, this guy's fucking multi-billionaire. I mean, he's in a different stratosphere. He thinks about things differently than we do. And he just saw an opportunity. Man, if we could really capitalize on this guy, I could burn up a worthless pick and possibly make $500 million on this cat. That's what they're thinking. You know what I mean?
And all the sports owners saw it. I mean, when the Lakers took Bronny James, it wasn't just to appease LeBron. Jeannie Buss made almost $50 million of revenue before Christmas.
Right. I mean, they're seeing all the aspects of the organization of owning the team and operating the team. We just see it as football games. We want to win. You know what I mean? Which is how it should be. I mean, I'm not saying they shouldn't look at it that way. I mean, they invested their money, but they didn't. They took that guy in the 5th round like that. They took that chance, and because they said, "Here, if it pays off, we're going to make an ass load of money." And I think that's what they did, and that's why you'll see him. They're eager to get him back in because they can. If he gets in there and he wins 1 or 2 games, there you go. They'll be printing it. They'll be the fucking jerseys will be. They couldn't get them made fast enough.
No,
and they'll make another run of money.
My hate isn't on Shedeur Sanders, the player, getting drafted in the 5th round. My hate is drafting him in the 5th round after you just drafted a quarterback in the 3rd round who probably shouldn't even have went in the 3rd round. That's just where I'm at with it.
Here,
5th round. If you didn't pick a quarterback in the 3rd round and you draft Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round, that is a great pick. That is a great value pick. All those things.
Well, let me ask you this: if you're a guy that's in the draft, are you ever going to go on an NFL? You ever going to go on a trip to meet a team and pull some of the shit that Shedeur supposedly did? Not a chance in hell after you saw what they did to him. I mean, there's without a doubt that was alluded upon, and there was probably a lot of owners and GMs that said we would draft this guy no matter what because they're so egotistical, and it's just about proving a point. You know what I mean? It's about being right in their own mind instead of winning.
100%. Yeah.
So there's a lot of teams that probably said we'll never take this guy. You couldn't pay us to take this guy, and the Browns saw it. Just said to hell with it. We'll take it. We'll burn a 5th round pick. And we'll take the chance, and if it pays off, we're going to make a shitload of money. But here, nobody will ever do that again. No one will ever not work out for teams or all the things, whatever he did, go in supposedly with headphones on and shit. And they made it real clear what's going to happen to you if you challenge the ownership.
Well, did you hear also, Jersey, to add to your point, and this is, the real report is, and I'm just reporting the news, Shador Sanders went, the Ravens wanted to take him, I think in the 3rd or 4th round, and he told them not to draft him because he wanted to go to a place where he would have a quicker chance to start. He did that with apparently the Ravens and the Eagles.
They were both in the
I don't
5th round.
outwardly.
It was reported. Yeah.
4th round. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. 5th round. No, it was before the Browns were going to draft him.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. The Ravens said they were going to pick him, and apparently it's being reported that he said no, he doesn't want to. I mean, you could go either way on that one. I mean, I get his point of view, to be honest with you, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you're in the 5th round. What are you're trying to pick and choose? It's kind of like the Bronny James, telling teams not to draft him. He wants to go with the Lakers. It's like,
I mean, that one made sense. I mean, he was always going to play with stats.
yeah.
Chris, you have a fellow Lions fan in the chat. Donkey Kong says, "Let's go Lions." The Sean Band says, "Wow, you guys are funny to blame Sherry for the play of this offense. Hell, have it come out. The Ravens and the Eagles wanted to take him, but he choose y'all sorry ass team."
I don't think any of us are blaming Shador for the offensive struggles. He hasn't even played.
If you just tuned in off the thumbnail, we discussed the thumbnail caption a while ago. We're talking about something else, completely different. So we're not blaming Shador at all. My hate.
If anything, we advocated for him. Well, at least the 3, but I don't know about Chris, but us 3 did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we like Shador Sanders. Great kid.
Yeah.
Great kid.
Yeah, we all like Shador. Cynthia said, "My hate is picking Shador in the 5th round. Everyone should know he's not a 5th round. Shut up. You don't even know the story. So what? He has choices too. He knows he's not a 5th round person."
I mean,
You're absolutely right.
We all agreed that he was better than a 5th round talent. I don't. We've had many a show where we discussed specifically before the draft. You can go back and check out our shows talking about where we thought Shador would land as far as talent and where he was on boards. But yeah, we were just reporting what's out there.
Cynthia,
we're not insiders.
I think we agree. If you listen, what I just said, I feel like the whole league colluded against him to be drafted in the 5th round at the earliest. I think considering that draft, he should have been drafted sooner. Certainly should have been drafted or had Dylan Gabriel. So
yeah.
I think if you went back and watched all of our shows, especially in the offseason, you'd see that. But if you're new to the show, great. But what I just said on here was the league, I believe the league allegedly colluded against him to make an example of him because they didn't like the way he acted during the draft process.
Allegedly, by the way, because Dion did say none of that
Right.
stuff was true. So
Right.
again, it's all hearsay, rumor.
So, but here, that's what $1 billion owners are going to do. This is their shit, and they're going to run it the way they want. So, and they made it real clear, and you'll never see somebody do that again.
And I was a big Jackson Dart guy. I thought Jackson Dart was the best quarterback in this draft, but I have said since day one, if there's anyone mentally prepared to be the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns in this draft class, it was Shador Sanders.
Absolutely.
I think that mentally he could go in there and he can't be, it's a tough fan base, and that's, in my opinion, it ruined Baker when he was in Cleveland. And I think though Shador is mentally tough. I think he is meant for moments like that. I don't think he's going to get rattled or shaken in those times where if Browns fans are booing or anything like that. I mean, I don't know. Does he win with the Cleveland Browns? I don't know. Right. But do I think that if there's any person in this in the rookie class that is meant to be a Cleveland Browns quarterback mentally, it is definitely Shador Sanders.
Cynthia says, so how did he land 5th round? Wait a minute. I'm not Shador. Don't talk to me like that. Well, he just said why. I don't know what you mean. Well, he just said how he landed the 5th round. Agree. This will not happen again with such a top pick. Yeah, I don't know. That was something though. Obviously, watching that unfold during that draft, that was
it was crazy.
It was pretty wild, but because I didn't expect it to be like that at all. I don't think a lot of people did, but it's gonna be interesting to see though when they put him out there. I mean, when do you think Mike will see Shador all this year? I think we will see him this year. I mean, Haslam already said they're gonna play both quarterbacks. When do you think?
Well, it really depends, right? I mean, what if is it likely? I don't know, but it's a possibility. What if Dylan Gabriel, because he is second on the depth chart, what if they throw him out there and he's looking good and he continues to look good? I think they'll give Dylan, because I'm assuming that they might start him against the Vikings. I really am assuming that. Because you don't want his first game to be against the Steelers. It's more or less neutral ground in London. It's not a home game, but it's not quite an away game. What if they start? I think they give Dylan four games, maybe 5, to see how he progresses. But what if he's playing well, and they'll keep giving him games? I don't know. I think Shador, I'd say week 10, week 11, maybe. Late, if at all, because there is a possibility. Not saying it will happen. Not even saying it's likely, but there's a possibility they throw Dylan out there and he looks good, and they want to keep rolling with him. We might not see Shador. I don't know. I don't know what the franchise does to that point.
I think it is already predetermined that Shador Sanders will play at some point this year.
No matter what,
they're going to create that revenue again.
I agree. I think the Tennessee game would be the latest he plays. Dan says, Cynthia, I can't believe the way Mike disregards Shador. Yeah, Mike. Let's see. They should put all the chips in front of the table. Stop wasting a great defense. Havoc says, I say week 8, Dylan is not good. Everyone here for you, Gergs. Jennifer Steen says, Lions fan here. Well, Gerg's a Lions fan as well. We had this problem with Hooker, the backup quarterback. He didn't get any snaps, and when they tried to use him, Hooker couldn't handle it. Your thoughts, Gergs, as a Lions fan yourself?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a quarterback controversy in Detroit. I mean, of course we weren't going to give Hooker snaps. We have Jared Goff. We gave him snaps in preseason. I guess I'm not quite understanding. Were we supposed to give Hendon Hooker snaps when we have Jared Goff scoring 40 points a game? I'm confused.
Mark Robinson says Dylan has to play first according to Stefanski. Throw him out there, see what he has. Don't think they can bench Flacco until the 6-game contract. C says 12 will play. That O-line ain't saving nobody, especially DG. Yeah, Mike, it's time to put Thayer Mumford, if they signed the Maslin boy, put him out there from Ohio State. The other tackle. Now, let's get some Tevin Jenkins action going as well. Yeah. These 2 tackles, it's time to make a change.
I think
that's another reason. That's another position. What are they waiting on? What you brought in Tevin Jenkins for what?
Yeah, I'm still scratching my head about that. I like the signing. Devin Jenkins was probably one of the better offensive linemen that was available. I don't know if they are like fully expecting my head canon with that, and this is a conspiracy, tinfoil hat conspiracy. I will say that. I have no facts to back this up. This is a head canon. Is just they signed Tevin Jenkins. So they would have like first dibs on him essentially to sign him long term this offseason when either because Wyatt's gone, Hosich is gone, Joel Batonio, I assume, is going to retire. So like to essentially sign him long term to be one of your starting guards because Tevin Jenkins was one of the best starting guards by the numbers last year. So
Deshaun says, I live in South Florida and have tuned in into everything Cleveland Browns since he was selected by the Browns. I love how he embraced the city and see how unfair the organization has treated him. The supercomputer, next student from South Florida, by the way, shout out to you. Puts the supercomputer in. Y'all praise him in all training camp. Let's see. Yeah, in terms of the media calling him supercomputer, he's supposed to be like a supercomputer jersey. So we'll find out here shortly.
the Hawaiian supercomputer. I prefer the
Right.
Hawaiian roll. I like the Hawaiian roll, and I
More
hope that they rename the bootleg play Hawaiian roll because I think that's awesome.
Gert
More
Gerger
analytics.
says, point is Browns need to use Shador. I know we have Jared.
Again, I'm not saying that they shouldn't put it in Shador. I'm saying they can put in Tom Brady in his prime, and this offense stinks. I'm not saying this is a Shador Sanders problem. I'm not hating on Shador. I'm not hating on Dylan Gabriel. I'm hating on everything else around him. They're literally coming into a disaster, a dumpster fire. Okay. And I think it's going to be unfair for either one of them to come into it and have any expectations to do anything other than continue to lose, because that's what the Browns do. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not hating on Shador Sanders. I'm not hating on Dylan Gabriel whatsoever.
You can't. You can't. I mean, like they haven't even played. You know what I mean? You can't. It's like I don't know why people say that. Like,
yeah,
these guys haven't played in the NFL yet. There's no way to evaluate them. There's no way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're just putting them. You're just.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, like I'm. My issue is with the organization, the coaching, the development process, those kind of things. My issue isn't with Shador Sanders or Dylan Gabriel, but yet I think so. I don't understand those that think that. I think that I do, though. I mean, obviously they're rookies. They have concerns, right? You know, Shador Sanders with the holding on to the ball too long. In Cleveland, that definitely isn't going to work because he ain't going to have 2 seconds, much less 5. Dylan Gabriel is extremely small. Is that going to work? I'm just saying this organization yet again just put both these two rookies in a terrible situation, because no matter what happens, if they come out the gate and do bad, which they're in Cleveland, so they're probably going to, the other side, the Dylan Gabriel fans are going to say, we need to play Dylan Gabriel, not Shador Sanders. Shador Sanders stinks, da, 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 da. And vice versa. If it's Dylan Gabriel, it's going to say the same thing. That's what I'm getting at. My problem is not with Shador Sanders. Shador Sanders had a great college football career. Shore Sanders, in my mind, is probably the most mentally prepared to be Browns quarterback that I've ever seen. But that doesn't mean that he's going to come in and be the second coming of Jesus Christ. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's the Cleveland Browns. It's a Browns problem, not a Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel problem.
How long do you think before management replaces the coach? Well, that's up to ownership. But I would say, how long does ownership replace everybody? That'd be my question. But you guys got anything you want to add to that?
I'm standing on my laurels. I don't think it's going to happen this year. Like, I know some people might not like to hear that, but I'm standing on my laurels that I don't see it happening this year. I think maybe that doubts can creep in this year, and the leash will be very short after this year. But I don't think any coaching change, at least at head coach specifically, will happen until next, if anything.
I think it's already been determined. It just depends on what their plan is next year. Is it the Archie? Are they really going to go after Archie Manning? Is he coming out? I think they have a much better idea than we would ever have, and that would determine whether or not let's just say they really believe they're going to be drafting that kid next year. I think they start to prepare. They may bring in whoever they're going to hire for that guy before the end of the season, just to give them more time. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, I mean, you can bring somebody in right at here. Their season will be over again in January. So, no, I'm gonna go with Mike. They're gonna ride him out no matter what. And question is, does he get fired? Does he get fired after the end of the last game?
He said they deserve Archie Manning. He sucks too.
Well, here that's the word on the streets. They're enamored with him. So,
well, it's not because they're enamored. It's mainly because of the connection between the Haslam's and the Mannings. That's where it all goes back to. So, yeah, if the owner wants that because of his close connections, very close with the Manning family, then there you go. But we're just repeating what people that are making decisions, what they're thinking. That's all. Not our own personal opinions. There's no QB coming out 26 better than Sanders. The Browns are full of it. And I agree with that, Cynthia. They've been full of it for a long time.
Whatever it is, you're right.
No
Yeah,
QB coming out in 26 better than Sanders.
What are they full of? I want to hear what she says.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
She's right.
Just say it.
Just saying, because we agree with you. Because they are full of it.
Mike seems like he disagreed with that there is no QB coming out in 26 better than Sanders.
She said shit. They're full of shit.
Comment
of the night.
I do disagree with that, but maybe I shouldn't go too deep in the weeds with it.
Okay, let me see. We'll end with this one here. Dan said at 3-14 last year, no playoff wins. Stefanski is doubtful to get another head coaching gig for a while. It's not full of points or off. Steve's talking about. They've been full of it for 6 decades, says Tribe. That's right. Yeah. So you guys got anything else before we get out of here?
I'm going to give you my current.
Oh, yeah. We always end with this. We play the Vikings next week in London.
Oh.
I'm sure people are just dying to wake up at 9:30 in the morning to go watch that. Go around the horn here like you always do. What's your prediction, Mike?
Well, I'll give you 2 because I'm going to give you my college quarterback rankings too.
Let's say that for your show. TPS come back this week.
You know what? I'm actually going to say we win this upcoming week. Especially if we play Dylan, I think it gives a little bit of juice. I don't think we're going to score a ton of points, but I think he'll at least be unique enough to win. I'm gonna say, I want to say 20, but like it's hard for us to get to. I'm gonna say 20 exactly. I think we score like 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals, so we don't have 3 full touchdowns.
Simply Stephanie says, "Why do the fans keep going to the games? They suck."
We love our team, man. My father is forever entombed in a Cleveland Browns themed urn. It runs deep. I will always love my team. Always going to be a homer. Not disappointed. Well, I'm disappointed, but I'm not ashamed. Is rather what I want to say of it. You know, going to root for the Browns till the day I die.
Sean Banny said, "Great show, guys." I just subscribed. Shout out to you, Sean. Thanks for your
Hell yeah.
Dan says Vikings 19, Browns 13. So, Mike, what's your score?
I'm going to say Browns 20, Vikings 14. I actually think we win next week.
Antel says, "I'm glad I'm a Cowboys fan." Havoc's great. Thanks for tuning in. Says, "Good show, guys," and Chris too. Shout out to you, Havoc. But what was your score, Mike? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
Oh no, you're fine. Browns 20, Vikings 14. Vikings 17. I'll say we win by field goal.
You have Browns. Jersey, what do you got?
Is McCarthy back?
No.
All right. I'm going to say because it's in London.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's in London, some goofy ass shit. These are the games the Browns win. I'm with Mike. I think the Browns win. Vikings just play like shit. You know, hate beat over there. And
now, remind you, the Vikings are already overseas. They played over, and was it Ireland today, Mike? Or
Ireland?
Yeah. So they're already over there.
They'll be tired of it. They'll be ready to go. The Vikings will be like in their minds already on the plane for like a week, just waiting to get the hell out of that place. But so I think the Browns win, and I'm going to say it's going to be. I think the Browns somehow, it's going to sound crazy, catch fire. The offense actually, I think this is where they score over 20 points. So I say they win 24 to 17. Some crazy shit.
All right. Broderick Matthews, thanks for tuning in. It's a great show. Honest opinions. Blowout Vikings win. Thanks for tuning in. Deshaun, we haven't scored 20 points. They haven't scored 20 points in the last 9 games they played, brother. So that's been a long time. What do you got, Gergs?
I think it's a field goal game. I'll go 16-12 Vikings.
Okay, so you have Browns 12, Vikings 16. Havoc says Browns can't score 20 points. Now this is classic delusion.
I know, I agree, but I just think some fluke bullshit's going to happen. The Vikings are going to be so bad that the Browns will be able to score over 20.
Cynthia says, "I really enjoyed your discussions. I look for you again." Thank you, Cynthia. We enjoyed
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thanks for tuning in, and hit the subscribe button. You can find us anytime. Hit the notification bell. You know we're live.
Vikings defensive coordinator might be your guys' new next head coach. So
him or John Gruden. Anyways,
also in Browns fashion, the Jacksonville Jaguars that they have their pick, they're 3-1.
They'll start losing. Right. I'm not too worried about that.
All right.
It's the Jags. If
yeah, no, but you say it's the Jags, but you're a Browns fan.
Yeah,
I know. They're just as bad as us most of the time.
No, they're not. Hell no, they're not.
So again, you said a name, Gergs, Brian Flores, the DC for the Vikings, who I think is great.
He's that kneecap kind of biting guy.
Oh yeah, and by the way, the Vikings scored 21 points today. Only lost by 3 to Steelers.
Yep.
I don't see how the Browns offense can get over Brian Flores. I mean, that Viking defense is one of the best in the NFL, I believe, statistically even. So I got the Vikings next week because I don't see how this offense can change. they're not going to change. They are who they are. They have no identity. You heard what Stub Mitchell said. You can't run the ball for more than 6 yards. We're just going to abandon the run. I think that's going to be terrible for us. And they got Justin Jefferson. They got guys over there capable of hitting a home run play at any moment in the game.
Jordan Addison,
busted coverage here and there. The defense can be on the field too much. All Carson Wentz has to do is not turn the ball over. And I think he can manage that game against the Browns because they'll have plenty of opportunities because the Browns defense will be on the field a lot. So I'm going to say the Vikings 24, and I'm going to say the Browns 13. I think that we just take what we do and take it overseas, just somewhere else in different continent.
And leave Stefanski on a flight, or leave Stefanski.
Just leave it there.
Just leave them all. Leave them all. Oh man, the Jags have actually won our division more recently than us, and they haven't been in it a few decades. Yeah, that's for sure.
I saw a picture of those old Jags uniforms for when they first became a franchise. Those are whack.
He said Browns.
Division.
He said Browns good for 10 points. Can they score more than 10 points consistently? They can do that maybe. Jennifer says good luck next week. Hope it gets better for the Browns. Thanks for tuning in, Jennifer, and congrats on your Lions Day on the win.
Go ahead. Darn right.
Yeah, yeah. You guys got anything else before we get out of here?
Like, subscribe, and share if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for joining, commenting, engaging with the show. We all appreciate all the new subscribers and the old ones who continue to tune in and rock with us. I know Joseph and I and Jersey and even Chris appreciates all the good stuff. So, but yeah, love you guys.
Hey, at least we can get the Browns out of the way by noon.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know.
I can enjoy the rest of my Sunday and not waste 3 hours.
I'm gonna be having mimosas.
Yeah, Mike and I are going to go out after the game because it's better than watching the Browns. He said Browns high scoring game in the preseason against Carolina with Shador, second and Thursday. Now with the ones, they can't get 20 points. Once again, they suck. Yeah, they do suck. Offense sucks. Special team stinks. Defense is great. Yeah. But you guys got anything else we got here? Anybody else?
Nope. Hey, just appreciate all the like Mike said, all people that have subscribed and the new subscribers tonight. Thanks for hanging in. Probably going on 2 hours now.
Yeah, we weren't planning on going this long, but you guys filled it up, filled up the chat and the live tonight, so we had to keep it going.
Yeah, just appreciate it. And like some of the subscribers say, here we just try to keep it real up here. So the name of the show, if a lot, whether it's Cleveland or a lot of any of these other cities, a lot of the shows you watch, a lot of these people, whether you know it or not, work for the organizations, and they are told what to put out, and that's why you hear the same bullshit. You hear excuses made for front offices. Obviously, if you watch this show, this we're not controlled by an organization. So, like I said, I'm gonna write down a note. I'm gonna call up there and take JW. I'm gonna take it for his words. Yeah. If anybody wants to go up with me, let's go up there. Let's go up there. I want to.
The whole real crew's gonna go. Me, you, Mike, Chris, and Dan. We'll go up there and see them crack up.
Absolutely. I want to hear how passionate they are about winning, and I want to see their culture. So, here he said it. So let's plan on doing it.
All right. Well, like, subscribe, share all the good stuff. Shout out to all the new subscribers and everyone. Love all you guys, and I'm saluting. We'll see you guys next time. Mike, what are you doing tonight? Are you saluting?
I am saluting, but you'll never believe where I'm at.
We'll just leave it at that.
No matter where, I would believe it.
We'll see you guys the next one. I'm out of here. Gone.